Hi guys, this week I wanted to talk about something that I feel very passionate about, and that is parents observing their children on YouTube and what they watch and everything like that, because YouTube in itself doesn't have any censorship. I was inspired to make this video after we had a few visitors at our house and they were under the age of 12, and for the sake of their safety I'm just going to call them Joey, Jack and Amy. Sorry, I've got notes on what I want to say. The main culprit of this was Jack. This is the second time Jack in particular has struck me back in the way he's acted. So the first time the kids came to stay, it was on the last day. Jack's brother Joey said something to him and Jack said, "What the hell?" He then caught me looking at him and said, "What the fuck?" And I raised my eyebrows at him as if to say, "Don't say that." And then he said it again, and then I actually said, "Don't say that, Jack, that's not nice." And I would, if he were my child, I'd have just had a really big go at him, because that's just not on. I mean, this child is like, I think at the time he was 6 years old. You just, and I was physically fighting back with myself, trying not to shout at him. But then, like, my dad came in and took him to the cinemas or wherever they were going. After that episode, I then went upstairs onto the computer which had been on. And obviously the kids, so they don't close the programmes down. And I saw that they'd been watching Shane Dawson and Superwoman on YouTube. I don't myself watch their videos, but I feel like he could have clicked on something other than that, which might not have been a nice video to watch at that age. Now, I know when they're at home, they've got their own little games room and they've got a computer on there. On that computer they can watch what they want. And these are the only kids I know who watch YouTube as freely as they do. I'm just using them as examples. I gave him the benefit of the doubt and I was like, okay, maybe next time he comes he might have grown up a bit and grown out of these rude words and manners that he's using. And the next time he came over, he didn't swear, but he was very rude in the way he acted. He would just waltz in the kitchen and take whatever he wanted to eat. And my mum in particular, she made a hot chocolate for him. And she was like, "Oh, usually I put like squirty cream on, but this one's like, it's gone a bit mouldy, it's out of date, so I'm not going to put it on for you." And then he says, "Well, you've got some cream in the fridge, can't you use that?" And my mum was like, "Well, no, I'm using it for some baking later on." And they were like, "Oh, well, you can just go buy some more." When my mum told me this, I was a bit shocked, because at my age, I wouldn't dare say that to anybody. At that age, I'd know that I'm visiting them. And I just wouldn't act like that. It's their house. There was another time that Jack asked me to make some popcorn for him. When I put the popcorn on, he climbed up on the worktop after I told him not to, and proceeded to stick his head over. Well, we've got a popcorn making machine, and they pop up when they're ready. So he stuck his head over and I says, "Don't do that because they might hit you in the eye." And he just completely ignored me. So I had to tell my mum to tell him to get down because he'd hurt himself. And he listened to her, but because I'm a bit younger, he probably don't listen to me. But after I'd finished making him the popcorn, he asked me to put some sugar on it for him. So I did. And then he was like, "Oh, I'll do it," and took it off me and put loads on himself, because it's one of those that you tip up and the sugar comes out. So he tipped it up thinking that it would just dispense a little bit, and it came out loads. So I shook it up for him and he just snatched it off me and walked away, and without a thank you or anything. I don't think I heard one thank you or one please the entire journey from Jack. Now, going back to YouTube and thinking about back on how I was, there was a lot of, there was MSN around and a lot of talk and stuff from MySpace on what people were watching on YouTube. People would share videos about and stuff, and then you'd hear stories of videos that were going about, and obviously you'd search for them. And I found some horrific videos of murders and just like horrible stuff. Even, do you remember that scary maze game? I think if a 6-year-old were playing that today, it'd just scare them for life. I think parents should definitely just watch what your children are watching on the internet. I'm not sure if I mentioned this previously, but Jack has a brother named Joey, and he has just recently followed me on Instagram. He is now 7 years old, and I think that is a very young age to start on Instagram, because yet again another social networking site that is not really censored well, it is censored, but it not immediately censored. They've got to go and report and everything. There's another child that I know. This child is my cousin, and I will call him Freddie. My family and Freddie's family don't get on. That's not through the child's fault, that's other matters. But Freddie is a very troublesome child, and I don't think this is through YouTube, but he bullies people at school. He's just always looking at ways in getting in trouble. Now, Freddie's computer is in the living room, so his mum and dad they can see what he's doing, but I don't think this stops anything, because his mum doesn't speak very good English. She's not English. Well, she does speak good English, but I don't think she reads it very well. When Freddie wants to view a game online, he'll just type it in and he'll just click on anything. Freddie's 9, I think. Yeah, he is 9. He knows how to swear in different languages. Well, not different, but 2 different languages. When they were on holiday, I'm not going to say the country because I don't want the family finding out. I'll say Spain. Freddie knows how to swear in Spanish. He knows how to say fuck off in Spanish. I don't know how to say fuck off in Spanish. But he came across somebody who was carrying some boxes and they were struggling to walk. Freddie ran up to him and told him to F off and stuck his tongue out at him and ran away again back to his mum and dad. He's just always looking at ways in getting in trouble. And sorry, I don't know if I look like I'm lying. I'm not lying. I'm just trying to change up the stories a bit to protect their identity. I mean, I don't know what Freddie's like now because I've not seen him in about 2 years, but I think he's been excluded from 2 schools, and that was before the age of 5. His mum and dad don't really control any of his behaviour. I think if you're gonna have a child, you've got to accept the responsibility and teach them right and wrong, and that is a big thing in this world that not a lot of people seem to think. And I think they need to observe what the child is doing and correct their issues, and it's just, I don't know. And if you are a parent, I hope you observe what your child is watching on YouTube, because there is some uncensored stuff, there's some awful stuff that even you'd find disgusting. So if your 5-year-old is watching those, then just think about how it might affect them.